Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the hardcore series. This is where I'm just gonna do a quick hardcore thing, single player, because I haven't done this in such a long time. I figured it might be fun to go ahead and try it out again. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to survive as long as possible. Let's go ahead and load this thing in, and I'm gonna try to talk to you about, just random things while I do it. As we wait. Well, because, I don't really talk about a whole lot of personal things on the Codex server. I figured I might... Ooh, interesting. I might go ahead and... perfect. Talk to you about, things about me. Maybe that'll be a thing that y'all might find interesting. Like, let's see here. I work at Reading and Radio Resource, which is... Oh, that's good. Which is a radio station that reads newspapers for the blind and the dyslexic. I find this is kind of a really cool thing because, I'm dyslexic, dysgraphic, and dysphasic, which means I can't read, write, or tie my shoes like a normal person. Okay, let me start with dyslexic. Everybody knows what dyslexic is. That's where you read things kind of backwards and things look a little bit differently and stuff like that. Oh, I got wood. Yay. Dysgraphic is, whenever you're writing things, spelling things, and stuff like that. And dysphasic, that's something that actually a lot of people have. Dysphasic is the one where basically you're going around and you see somebody and you can't remember their name. That's a very common form of it that pretty much... Oh my god. Cal? What's up? It's like checking me out. That's like a normal thing that everybody has where they just can't remember the names with the faces and stuff like that. It's basically where you have an object and you can't quite name the object. That's why I'll be going around and I'll be like, oh, I know exactly what this thing does, but I can't remember the name of it. I know what it does, I know how to work it, I know how to make all the things, but I can't remember what exactly it's called. And of course it's crafting bench, and I know that. This is just an example. It's for other things like car parts and things like that that I have a problem with. I used to be able to build my 69 VW Bug, take it apart, rebuild it, no problem, fix all the parts to it, rewire everything if I needed to, but I could not name any of the pieces that I was working on. I was like, okay, I need to replace this thingy, and it's a carburetor, and I'm like, I can't remember what a carburetor is or does or anything like that. So yeah, that's dysphasic, and also makes it so it's hard for me to tie shoes. This is a fun fact. I use bunny ear method. Most people use like you have one thing and it goes over the other and then through the loop and stuff like that. I use bunny ears because it's way easier, and I don't see the point in learning how to do the other one whenever I can just bunny ear it and it works perfectly fine. Alright, I'm gonna need to get food here. Maybe I should work on killing cows. So as I said, I work at Reading and Radio Resource, which is a fun job to have. Except for... I have a boss that seems to like to backstab me. I actually have 3 bosses, 4-ish bosses, I think. And one of my bosses is no longer my boss, but basically blamed me for all the mistakes that went on in the actual thing itself. Or thing. The radio station had some things that messed up at some point, and he blamed me for them whenever I actually did not have anything to do with it. And then there was one thing that he said was wrong, and it wasn't even a thing that was wrong. Everything happened correctly. He just blame something that didn't even mess up on me. And so I'm basically somebody's scapegoat at this point, and that's a terrible feeling to have. So if you are an employee or something like that, don't use somebody else as a scapegoat. Just man up. That's all you have to do. Man up and say, this thing messed up. I apologize. We'll work on making it not happen again. And that's cool. One of the things that he said he blamed me for was that I was on my cell phone all the time, and that's the reason why the thing's messed up. And really, I was on my cell phone. I'm not going to deny that. But it wasn't affecting what I was doing. Because I was sitting in a lot of what I do is I do editing, and editing takes a while on the computers that we have. So I'll do something, then I'll wait like 30 minutes, not 30 minutes, about a minute sometimes to wait on the thing. And while I'm waiting, I like to have stuff going on in the background to distract me and actually keep me focused, because that's how I work. I need a distraction to keep me focused. If I'm not doing more than one thing at once, it's hard for me to actually stay focused on something. I'm pretty sure that's ADD. Also, coffee, kind of puts me to sleep, and other things like beer waking me up. So alcohol, woo! So I need to drink alcohol before I go to work so I'll be awake. Sounds good. No? No? That's a bad idea? Yeah. Don't do that, kids. Alright. Anyways. I don't know what I'm talking about now. Oh, so he did that backstabby thingy, and I felt bad about it, and it just seems to be how this place runs. He does that and blames it on somebody else, and some reason some of the people believe him, not everybody. And I am forced to basically pick up the slack for something that I didn't do. Oh, about the cell phone thing. That's what I was talking about. One of the best things that happened with that, well, I say best, but you kind of know what I mean, right? One of the things that happened with that is he blamed me, or saying that the reason things are going wrong is because I'm on my cell phone all the time. Recently, he actually came in, kicked me off of something extremely important that I was working on that was making the company lots of money. And that what he did is he recorded a show which took an hour, and while he was doing that, instead of going off and working, like what I do is I record a show, I'm working and doing other stuff at the same time, if possible. So instead of him going off and... I thought that was a creeper. Dang. Instead of him going off and working a show, he just kind of stayed there and sat on his cell phone for the entire hour, just looking up stuff on his cell phone. That was it. So he was gonna get me fired for being on my cell phone for too long, and yet he's gonna be on his cell phone for the entire time. Yeah. I was unhappy with that situation that happened at that point. I did a really good job at not yelling at him. I think I deserve a medal for keeping my calm. Because I was pissed at that point. I just stayed quiet and continued my work and act like he didn't exist, basically. Just thought that would be best. I'm gonna get this. Hopefully I can get some apples, which will be useful. Ooh. Hey, zombie. What you up to, buddy? Hey, buddy. Yeah. Oh, were you in there? Ooh! That looks promising. And hungry. Oh, 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 not good, not good, not good, not good. Oh my god, oh, there's a thing. Okay. Ow. Okay, so cool. We have a place to go if we want to. Oh, what am I doing? How do I Minecraft? Let's see, let me do this. And let's make more sticks. And let's go here. Boom. 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 Cobblestone it up. There we go. No, if I was talking about something and I forgot about what I was talking about, I apologize entirely. Sure, it was me complaining about my work or something like that, because it seems like that's the main thing that I do now, is just complain about work. And that kind of sucks. Because I used to extremely love this job and have no complaints whatsoever about it, because it was like a dream job to me. I got hired while I was going to school, and basically it was like, hey, you can go to school and do this, and everything will be perfect because you can do homework while things are going on. They decided to give me way more work than I'm supposed to be doing. I work 5 hours a day, and it feels like I work 8 hours a day. Because I literally do 2 people's full-time jobs, and that's kind of rough to do as a part-time employee. But, you know, it's the job that I have, and it works. I'm applying to other jobs because I need more money than I'm actually getting to. I'm trying to buy a house, so that costs money, and I want to actually save up money and start making a living a little bit instead of just scrapping and living off of what I have, because it is rough to do. Whenever the job I have sometimes has free food, I basically pig out on the free food because I am poor and I don't want to pay for food, because then that's extra money that I'll get. There are times that, you know, I kind of don't have the money to buy food, so I kind of just don't eat a couple of times a day, and that's always fun. That being said, I have a Patreon page, so if you want to donate money to me, just kidding. But no, seriously, donate. But I'm kidding. But donate. Perfect. Alright. I think what I am going to do is video settings. Let's do this. There we go. Perfect. And better frame rate issues. Better frame rate issue. I don't know. Just okay. Just okay. Die. Why aren't you dead yet? How? Do you exist? You do. Okay. That is a lot of things. Let's kill all the things. Ooh. Ooh. I am getting myself a phone call. I will have to deal with that in a little bit. Okay. Go over this way. Foo. Perfect. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah. Alright, well, let me head over. Oh, hello, Ingermean. How are you? Oh, that's a drop. That's just like a sheer drop right there. This is kind of a cool looking area. I don't think I've seen a cave do this before. That's really cool. Alright, let me grab some of this now. Yeah. Huh. I think I ran out of stuff to talk about already. That's not good. See, that's my life. I don't even have things to talk about anymore. Oh no. Dang it. That wasn't smart. Just grabbing the coal. Maybe I was talking about something. I had something to talk about. Again, I think it's that ADD thing. That's the reason why I usually don't tell stories a whole lot on the Codex. The Codex MC server is because I'll just be talking about something and I'll forget what I'm talking about and then just never go back to it. Pi actually talked about how he does that, and I think Armored Time did something like that recently. And that's something that takes practice to do, and you just have to work at it, remembering what you were talking about before, or just do what I do and just normally don't talk about anything important like that. Let's grab that. Eat a pork chop. Okay, I need another one of these things. Called a pick. That's what this is. That's what these things are. It's a pick. And I think we're gonna work our way down. And we're gonna work our way down over. Yeah. Could just jump, but that would be bad. So we're just gonna go with quick, easy way. Quick, easy way. The slower, safe way. That's what I meant to say. Slower, safer, less me dying instantly and ending the series on episode 1 way. That's the plan. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Oh my god. Boop. Boop. Man, this is some big areas. Just go down there and die. Thank you. Give me iron. Give it. Let's go ahead and I didn't realize I didn't already have that one. That's cool. I got it now. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Oh god. Boom! So I was very talking before, and now I'm just trying to focus and not die, if you haven't noticed. Ooh, more iron. Perfect. Oh good, it's day again. I heard a skeleton falling or getting hurt somewhere. I missed this iron. Man, this is a lot of iron. It's gonna be useful. I like not hurting for iron. Okay, well, I guess, let's see how much time I have left for this episode and see what else we can talk about. About 17 minutes. Okay. I love me some Game of Thrones. Anybody else love some Game of Thrones? I love some Game of Thrones. Time to strike. Oh! I really don't like the fact oh my god, 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 oh my god. That was almost bad. I really don't like that it takes forever for the writer of it, George R. R. Martin, I think, to... Ooh, more iron. Maybe I need to actually make iron armor. I think that's what's going to happen, iron armor. I really don't like that it takes him forever to come out with new books, because I've read all the books, and they are interesting. They're one of my favorite series that ever came out, and it's definitely my favorite TV series as of late, because of how well done the TV series is. And it's different from the books, so that's the thing. But it doesn't stray too terribly far. There are some things that are different, but there's some things that are not, and, you know, I like it. I think it's cool. I'm looking forward for all the things that are going to happen and come up in it. I'm not going to say anything, so there's no spoilers or anything like that. So you don't need to worry about me spoiling the things. Do I? I do. Okay, let me... Oh, oh good. It founded me. See, make one of these, and bam! Boom, boom, boom! Go ahead and, like, you know, if you watch this, go ahead and leave in the comments one of your favorite TV shows that you have, and I will, you know, yeah, oh my god. I'll tell you what I think about the TV show, and to be honest, I might like it, I might hate it. I'm pretty critical on things, so, I mean, movies and shows and stuff like that. because I went to school for that stuff, and I think that if you're gonna make people spend money for something, then you should do it good. Do it good. Do it the best that you possibly can. And then there's some people that, take short, cheap cuts. And there's some people that make bad movies, and they're just hilariously bad, though. So I do like the hilarious bad ones. But I do know they're bad, and I comment on the fact that they're bad. But I also do mention that they are enjoyable because they're bad. So I'm one of those people that, I will tell you my honest truth on the things that I see. Yeah. Bat. Get. Stupid bat. Learn how not to be my way. I think at some point, depending on how long this goes, I'll talk about some movies that I actually really like. And there are a bit of movies that I do like. I have a huge collection of movies, and I'll do a couple of reviews on some movies too. I know I am going to see the new X-Men movie, X-Men Days of Future Past, and I'll give you my 2 cents on it. What I think. From the looks of it, it's gonna be awesome. I'm also looking forward to what's it called? Oh no. Defenders of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy. That's it. That is one of those shows that not many people know about, or comics that not many people know about, but is actually really great and sets up a whole lot of things. So that should be very interesting. And it's one of those movies that you're just like, what? They're making one of those? I would have never thought that I would ever see a movie about it. And it's cool that they would actually do that, because it's not well known, but it's awesome. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm looking forward to that. You should be too. It should be great. Rocket Raccoon's awesome. That's all I'm going to say about it. And his plant. He has a plant. Spent all this time closing that up, and then I'm going to just go break the seal. Go me. Well, it looks like we got about 1 minute left of this episode. We'll see how many episodes I survive. And I will... Oh my god! Talk to y'all later. Bum bum bum. After I'm gonna put this in here, and then I'll do it. I'm gonna make a chest plate. Yeah. We'll chest plate it up. Chest plates are useful. I'll do that. Make a chest plate. Oh, and pick. No. Sword. I have said it. Sword. Oh hey, there's more of those things. So I'm gonna make a pick. Couple of swords. And put that there. Oh my god. See you next time. See if I live.